Feisty, just like Mama.
Welcome to the Dogs Are the Best Friends podcast. I'm Emily, and my best buddy, Flynn, is here too. This podcast is for you dedicated dog lovers. And really, ultimately, the goal here is to just bring some joy, just a piece of joy, a ray of light, a little bit of fun into your day. I am so thrilled to bring you Shona. She shares about her life with her mini Schnauzer Colby, about training, her attitude, and sweet moments. Don't miss the very end where she shares a fun story of someone that now gets us crazy dog lovers. And just a heads up, she does brag on my Flynn, and I almost cut that part out. But I have worked hard with him, and I think it might actually help encourage others that a well-trained dog is worth the work. If you have any questions about behavior issues, please don't hesitate to fill out the contact form on dogsarethebestfriends.com. Lastly, I've put together some videos on how to subscribe so that these episodes just show up automatically for you. I've had a ton of people ask me about it, so just head to the website for that as well. I hope you enjoy Shona's wonderful sense of humor and her warm personality. Tell us a little bit about the breed that she is or any physical features that you love.
Well, I love my bear. I never thought I would actually own. She has a lot of names, first of all. I have to tell you that. So that's one thing that I love about her. She responds to Colby, Colbicita, Colby Bear, and a bunch of things. But I love her. She's gray. I love the fact that she does not shed. That is like one of the best features of my dog. She's hair. So I don't have to worry about vacuuming up and cleaning up that much after her. And then, of course, Schnauzers are known for their beard. And I always have a pink collar on her so people know that she's a girl. But they still say, oh, he. And I'm like, oh, she. And then I think her name, her name is could go either way, boy or girl.
Yeah, the pink collar kind of tells you.
Yeah, pink collar definitely gives it away. So I love the fact that she has her little beard and then her eyes just give it away from me. Colby was 5 months when I finally brought her home. I saw her, it was my neighbor's sister's dogs who had pups, and he's like, oh, you want to go and see some pups? And I was like, yeah, sure. And then when I looked, they were just born. They were all in the litter and they were in the crate and they were 2 weeks old. And I always wonder which one was her because she wasn't my first pick. She was actually my third pick. Like I literally wanted her brother. Oh. And I just kind of I traveled a lot at the time and I was like, forget it. I won't. And then I wanted her sister who was way more cute than she was. And then I was like, no. But then I kind of promised them that I would buy a dog, and they had discounted them so much. So I was like, I gotta buy it. So I bought her for $150.
Wow, hard to beat that deal.
I bought her for $150. So, and a lot of people say, I can't believe she's 12 years old.
Yes.
Because she's so young and sprightly. And I think that was due to the fact that I haven't fed her a lot of junk over the years, over 11 years. Yes, she's had chicken. Yes, she's had beef and other little snacks,
junk,
but but I just never got into that habit of just feeding her like people food.
Right.
It was really mainly dog food, dog snacks, and I think that has really, really helped her.
And really good ones though, because I don't actually have a problem with people food, like giving it to your dog if it's healthy. Again, you don't give them Twinkies or something, But yeah, you gave the food appropriate for her and well balanced and
absolutely
and good for your pup. So good for you.
I actually knew somebody who they said they have a little Chihuahua. Okay. And they're convinced that they have to get their little Chihuahua a donut hole every morning from a donut shop.
Oh, no.
And they give that dog a glazed donut hole every single morning. And I'm like, wow, that can't be good for the dog. The dog loves it.
Give me one word that describes your dog.
Feisty. Just like Mama.
I love it.
Just like Mama.
It's very good.
Yeah, without question. Enough said.
How does your dog inspire you?
Coming home every day, just being in such a good mood all the time. And it's really hard, even when I've had a tough day, and I come home, she's like, it doesn't matter. It's just like, hey, walk me, feed me, and give me back rubs, and we're all good. Right. And it's always like that, they always say that unconditional love that they have.
If you could take your dog and go anywhere or do anything in your wildest dreams, what would it be?
I don't know. I mean, I've traveled with her quite a bit.
Oh, nice.
Since she's been, I probably spent a lot of money and a lot of plane tickets for you, Colby.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, that just, but I don't know that there's anything that I would really do with her. But I think if I could actually just have her with me all the time, you know, especially traveling, and it's not so expensive, and it's just, but now she's getting older, and I have noticed the subtle differences of when I travel with her, she's just like that first day or two, it takes about 2.5 days for her to recover now.
Oh, interesting.
So she'll be like really like sleeping hard, and like I'll call her a couple times and she's not, you know, she's not alert waking up like she used to be. And I'm like, oh, I wonder if the travel's got to be a little bit harder on her.
Yeah. What has been the biggest challenge? Have you been able to work on it or even conquer it with your dog?
No, I haven't been able. First of all, no, I haven't been able to conquer it. And I think you know what it is.
I do.
You know what it is.
I do.
Well, and you know what? And this is where I attribute a lot of that to. So yes, I do own up to the fact that, you know, Colby's a great dog. She's feisty. She wants to meet everybody. She's never been aggressive like with anybody.
No, she
or
really
any
is
other
not.
dogs. But it's just that first, like, I want to meet you. I got to meet you. I'm pulling towards you. And I look like I'm fierce, but I'm really not. Because after I sniff and meet you and say what I got to say, then she's like, okay, bye. I'm just totally over you right now.
That's very true.
That's what she does.
You know your girl. Yes, that's very true.
I say when I lived in Houston, and you know my best friend, either I would have her dog, or I would have them both, or she would have them both. Like literally on the way to work, it was like I dropped my dog off at her house, or she would be working somewhere. She's like, hey, I need to drop the dog off. So they were always together.
Nice.
And she was with her a lot. And so where I would be like, no, Colby, don't do this, she was like, for example, like jumping, like and coming up on your legs, like here, like patting your legs. And I would tell her, no, don't do that, because I didn't want Colby to jump.
Right.
But she's like, I have a bad back, so I want Colby, but I want to pet her. I want to love on her. And I'm like,
so she didn't kind of help in that area.
So she wasn't reinforcing a lot of it. And then at some point you're just like, you know what? It is what it is. She's doing what she's going to do. And so I was just like, oh. So if I could train that out of her, and you've convinced me that I can train that at 12 years old, that I can, and I'm like, if my dream would just be so she can just casually walk to another dog like Flynn, your baby, and just say hello and not be like out of breath and like just panting like she does. If I could just do that, if I could, that would be my dream come true. I wouldn't be like that embarrassed parent anymore. Well,
we're going to work on that very soon, because she's so smart, and she's food motivated, and we'll like nip this like soon. Like this will just be over.
She's very food motivated, and she's one of those. Yeah, I'm glad she's a smart breed too. So that's what I hope. And it's going to come down to me. I know that if I can stay consistent with it,
that's it.
And so all of our dog friends, all of our dog friends in the neighborhood are going to know that, so they won't think that, why is Shona walking the other way? And like, Colby's in training. I need the vest that says in training.
Yes. Hey, we can create that. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Just kind of peacefully greet.
Yes, that would be my like dream.
Because she has to greet on your terms and not hers, which right now she's
greeting on her terms.
Exactly. So, we got this. It's all good. So now we know, and then we'll follow up on that. How about that? We'll get there.
Absolutely.
All right. Any words of encouragement for dog owners struggling with training or other issues with their pup?
I'm not by any stretch of the imagination an expert, but I did grow up with dogs all my life. So, and it's really funny because
you're a dog owner. You know a lot.
We had big dogs. Like we had German Shepherds growing up. So like coming down to a little dog, I'm like, oh, I love little dogs.
Huge contrast.
But I would just say, I think you have to get the dog that fits your personality, because I think a lot of people do that. They want a pit, but they don't know what it takes to take care of a pit. Or they want a small dog, but they're not, they don't take care. And then it just, and you and I both know, we see dogs even in our own neighborhood. We're like, they're not really taking care of that dog.
Yes.
We're like, that dog's not living his best. Like, we're like, oh, you want me to go ahead and take care of him? No. I would just say, figure out the dog that works best for you. And I had no idea going in Colby was going to fit for me, because I think she does it. A lot of people say that, well, she's just like your personality, feisty, Shona. And I'm like, this is great. And then I think when you find whatever training that you do with them, I think every dog should have training.
Yes.
First of all,
Absolutely.
And whatever your training is, whether you get it off, like learn something on the internet or whatever, they need to have some kind of formal training. And then I think you have to stick with it, and you have to to know, because it's just like kids. You're constantly, I don't have kids, but you're constantly reinforcing them on their behaviors and what's right and what's wrong. And then they know, and they know, and it's funny because you see dogs that are out of control and you know that they're ruling and running things. So that's what I would say.
Yeah. No, those are some great words of wisdom because number one, you're right. You have to find the right dog. I actually researched border collies for 2 years before I was willing to get one because I was so worried about being the right kind of owner. So I get that. And you don't have to do 2 years, but talk to people that have that breed or, just really investigate your mixed breed and just get a feel for them. And there's different training that there's books that I've read that have some great tips on that, trying to figure out the personality of the pup. So, but you're right. And then also the training tip is great too. You will not hurt your dog by giving them some training. Even just the basics of recall, like having them come back to you and their safety. That's like life-saving advice.
That's huge. Cause I'm always watching Colby too, even if she's ever off. And if I can get her in like the first 2 steps, like, hey, like stop, like she will stop dead in her track. And it's like, you really know how not trained your dog is when your dog is with when you keep another dog like Flynn. I'm sorry. When you're like, boy, my kid is just not very trained. But I'm like, and I had fun with him because I was just like, with his commands and everything. It was awesome. I'm like, man, this is great. I'm like, he's such a great dog. And I'm not just saying that just to be saying. I wouldn't. If he wasn't, I totally would just be like,
no,
Flynn was good.
No, that's So the listeners know, Shona does not lie. She's like straight up honest.
And I look at Colby, I'm like, well, why can't you do what Flynn does?
Colby's awesome though. She's so sweet.
She is.
I just want the listeners to know that she's so sweet and she's beautiful color, and we'll get some pictures up and things too. And my boy, I've worked with him a lot because border collies need that structure, and if you don't give it to them, they will try to rule the roost. But he's just very sweet. What has your dog taught you, like a life lesson? What do you feel like she's helped you with?
I think consistency. Whether it's training her, because she's only going to do what you allow her to do. Right. Dogs really want to, like they say, they want to please you. They want to know that they make mommy happy. Right. But she's really taught me about consistency and just training her, and how she's going to act is completely like contingent upon how I'm going to train her. Sure. So if I'm consistent with the training, then she's going to be consistently good, because you only see that, because even though I think that Flynn is like amazing and he's well, and it's funny because when I go over my brother's house, they always say how well Colby is like behaved. And so they're like, man, Colby's great. She's so chill. And I'm like, yes. And I still think she could use a lot more training. But compared to that dog, she's awesome. Yeah. I love the fact that we use them as like scapegoats. Like,
tell them about like, how we were talking about that.
Totally. It's just like we're like, okay, well, I gotta get home. I gotta go walk the dog. Like, oh my gosh, she's been at home for like the last couple of hours. I gotta get there to walk her. Like, oh my, she's been home forever. And it's
that
all the time. And it's just like, I love the fact that I'm like, and even when I'm at my like family's house or something like that, I will purposely not bring Colby or I'll leave her in the car and say, oh my gosh, the car's running right now. She's, she's in the AC, it's running, and I really got to get home. And that's like my exit, because I know she's good for about a good 30 minutes in the car. And I'm just, I can't do it. I purposely do that. But of course, we never tell them that.
Right. Don't tell them about this podcast.
Yeah, no, exactly. Because we'll reveal all the dog secrets that you want to do when you're trying to, like, when you have to get out of something,
get out of a situation.
Perfect for that. Perfect.
So, I like people, but I like my time away from people. Yes. And I love time with my dog because he does recharge me. Anything else that us crazy for dogs people would enjoy hearing about your dog? We've heard some great stories today for sure.
Well, I think this kind of has to do with Colby. So I had a friend that back in Houston, and we used to like play tennis a little bit. And like I would bring Colby to the court sometimes, and like it was like a bunch of kids at the academy, and like they would all
that was Flynn, sorry.
I didn't pick up that one. I didn't know that one squeaked. I didn't think it did. And he didn't understand like the love that you have for the dog. Like he just didn't get it. He wasn't a dog owner.
They don't.
And he didn't get it. And then he's a realtor in Houston, the Houston area. But it was really funny because he was just like, he was busy with work and all that stuff like that. And then then I called him. We talked a couple of weeks ago, and he's like, Shona, he literally called me. I hadn't talked to him in years.
Oh, wow.
He's like, I was like, oh, I see you got a dog. Because, he had posted it and everything. And I was like, great. And he's like, Shona, I get it now.
Oh.
He's like, I totally get it now.
Oh, wow.
He's like, I didn't understand that how you had to like schedule your dog, your morning walk, your lunch walk, your evening walk, dinner, your life around you. He's like, I thought you guys are crazy. I never understood. He's like, now I find myself running home to just say hello to my girl. His dog, I think it's a golden doodle. Her name is Molly. And he's
sweet.
like, I love my girl. And I'm like, I know. I'm like, if it's kind of past Colby's walking time, I'm like racing to get home, frantic, and then I get in there. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Come on, let's go outside. I know it's past the time. My bad.
Yes.
And it's just like, but you completely like just rearrange your life, and it's not even a bad rearranging of life.
We don't mind.
No, it's just
very rare that you mind.
They're just awesome, yeah. And I just that's what I just love about her. You just kind of change your life around, but when you get a dog, you get it. But you have to have the right dog for you.
That's a great story, though, that he finally got it after how many years?
Literally called me and said, Shona, I get it now. Like, I love going home to my dog.
Yes.
I mean, he literally has pictures. I tell you, it was like he was sitting at his, like, I guess, breakfast table. Dog was sitting next to him, had the food. And it was a cute picture that was taken as if, like, the dog was, like, literally. Yeah. And, I mean, the pictures that he takes, he's like, I understand. I'm like, I know. Yeah.
What is your favorite story to tell about your dog?
Oh, wow. Gosh. My best friend has a poodle, a toy poodle. And he didn't want to have anything to do with her when they first grew up. When I brought Colby home, or Colby to, like, and introduced them, he was not having it.
Oh, wow.
But now to see them, like, every single day, even, like, they were here visiting, to see, like, he will do something, like, with a toy, and it'll trigger Colby, and they'll just start rumbling and just rolling like every single day. They just play, and it's like the cutest thing. And then, like, I have so many videos of them, they just like, are you gonna get me? Are you not? Are you gonna get me? Are you not? And they just, and it's just those two. And he, the poodle Reese, he will not play with anybody else. He's so stuck up. Oh, he will not. He's just like, I am not playing with you. Colby's my girl. She's the only one I play with. Now, Colby, she goes out. She'll socialize. Right. But that's his girl. But there's just so many stories like that with those two together. And they, how they just, they'll like fall asleep together, and he'll have his toy that he loves, and they'll just, he just loves his girl. You can tell he loves her to death.
That's so sweet that they love each other like that. But thank you for these amazing things that you shared and stories and right from your heart. And that's why, folks, I wanted you to hear about, what Shona had to say, because she had to say a lot about her baby. And I just appreciate you so much. And you're a wonderful neighbor. Thank you. And thank you so much. Good.
Thank you.
Didn't you love learning about Shona and Colby's relationship? By the way, she was a pro tennis player, and I never knew much about her career until I started to ask her questions just before she moved back to Houston. Until we see you next time, we send you love and peace.